Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing the plug-in hybrid GLC. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Salt Lake for giving me some time with this GLC. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below so you can check what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Dylan. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. It's also paired to a hybrid system. Now, the MPGe rating is 64. The MPG rating without hybrid assist is 25 miles per gallon combined between city and highway driving. This can go 54 miles on a charge, and then it produces 313 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So this is basically a GLC 300 on the outside, which isn't a bad thing. It's a good looking car. Cool turn signal indicators there for the headlight design. You've got a bunch of Mercedes-Benz stars there on the grille, which is another cool part of the design. And this red color I think really pops. And when it comes to tire and wheel setup, it's 255 by 45 by 20 in the front and then 285 by 40 by 20 in the rear. And with the wheels, you got the silver there on the outside with the blacked out wheel design there in the center. I think that's really sharp looking. Nice painted fender flares. You can see that, so the normal bodywork there. Got some chrome on the door handles. Blacked out mirror cap though, oddly enough. Here's a side profile. Taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the hatch. Got a nice weighted feel to it. And popping into the rear, we've got a cargo cover built in from the factory. We've got these little tabs to fold down these seats and quite a bit of storage space overall. And let's see if you actually lose any here in the floor. Yep, so you lose the under cargo storage space, so that is something to note. Let's put the battery, I assume. Anyways, the hatch pretty quick with the actuation there. You notice it says GLC 350e to let you know that it's the plug-in hybrid, and that's the rest of the rear. Now popping into the back here, got nice trim here on the door panel. You can see here with the door lock and unlock. I like that for the sound system, pretty cool looking. And then here are the seats themselves. Nice trim all down the center. Quickly pop in. Legroom back here, it's good. Got a little storage pocket. Got some vents here in the back. And then headroom overall is actually pretty solid. And then taking a look at the front here, you can see again, nice trim on the door panel here at the top end down below. Heated cooled seats, got our memory seat function as well. We've got all of our window controls. Mirror adjustments, mirrors do power fold in. Blind spot monitoring as well. And then here are the seats themselves. Nice trim all down the center. Little lumbar adjustment on the side. There's nice trim all across the dash here as well, and then a little light control there. And now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see perforated on either side. Got paddle shifters there on the back. A bunch of practical controls in the front, including controls for the infotainment system, volume and voice command controls. Got controls there for the center stack, adaptive cruise control, turn signal windshield wiper stalk, column shifter. And speaking of the center gauge cluster, fully digital, and you can change the theme that this shows. I think the Sport might be a pretty cool theme for the hybrid version. 360 camera system, really good resolution. Trajectory lines turn with the steering wheel. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's pretty easy to use. Quick response time with everything. Also have the drive modes here. And notice we have a hybrid and an electric mode that we can go into. And if you're wondering on the state of charge and everything, gas there, battery charge there on the other side.
In order to use this service, you need online voice.
No, thank you.
Please check.
Every single time. But yeah, easy enough. Like I said earlier, nice trim all across the dash and everything, including here. Got good storage space in the glove box. This is cool. Let's close this. Got a wireless phone charging pad in there, some cup holders, center console. I like this trim on the top. It's nice. Regular rear view mirror, and then we've got a sunroof up top. Here's a quick look at the window sticker, and you got quite a bit of standard equipment. There's also quite a few options to add to it. Total MSRP $73,415, which makes this probably about 10 grand more than the GLC 300. So big price premium for the plug-in hybrid, pretty typical though. Let's see how it drives. GLC 350e. I hope that we get more of these hybrids, plug-in hybrids, all that. Seems like all the luxury automakers are doing the same exact thing, where they are not really doing too much with traditional hybrids. And I mean, they kind of are. So they'll do like what they call mild hybrid, where they'll do a 48-volt system that barely does anything. I mean, it basically makes it so that the car can do hardcore auto stop start all the time, which is annoying, and a lot of people just turn it off. And then you get a little bit of a boost off the line, but it's not like a, you know, true hybrid system where you've got a battery that you're charging and all of that. But then they'll do that, and then they'll just do plug-in hybrids. They don't do the in-between, which is, so you know, 48-volt system is like super entry level, and then you've got a traditional hybrid like a Prius that'll have like a 1 kilowatt-hour battery pack. And you've got these plug-in hybrids that'll have a 10 to 20 kilowatt-hour battery pack. So that's a big jump. It's a huge jump, right? And that's why there's such a big price difference between a traditional hybrid and a plug-in hybrid typically, because, you know, the materials you need for a 1 kilowatt-hour battery pack versus a 20 kilowatt-hour battery pack is pretty big difference. I mean, EVs, right? A lot of them will have a 70 to 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack. So plug-in hybrids have pretty big batteries. I just think it's interesting that there's not a lot of in between for luxury automakers. But in terms of the GLC 350e, it drives just like the GLC 300, except you get more low end, and that makes sense, right? It's got more horsepower, more torque, but yeah, you really do have more low end power. It's quite the substantial difference, I would say, which I think is a good thing. I think that it's a solid, powerful feel. Yeah, like this, there's no lag, and then I get into the turbos, then I got torque. And that's the one thing that's nice about hybrids, is it pretty much eliminates turbo lag. Which, I don't know. I think it's a nice thing to have, if you ask me. And then when you're, you know, just tooting around town, you know, don't use as much engine. It's got great torque though. I mean, this has 54 miles of range. That's more than a lot of people's commutes. Not my commute, that's for sure. I mean, just today I'll do probably 140 miles. So, yeah, not enough for my commute. But a lot of people, yeah, it's enough for their commutes. So I think that, I don't know, it's cool. It adds to the practicality. So to sum things up, here's what I'd look at the GLC 350 as. I would look at it as a convenience car, not a money-saving car. And that's just the thing with these plug-in hybrids right now, is they are not for money-saving, because they're so much more expensive than a traditional ICE car or hybrid car, that you would have to drive an absurd amount of miles that nobody puts on a car for you to be able to get the benefit out of the, you know, the cost savings, right? So look at this as, I don't have to go to the gas station as often, and so for a lot of my commuting, I can just plug it in at home, drive to work, drive to home, not use any gas really, or use very little gas. And then I think that's a lot of convenience. And then if I have to go to a road trip or just a longer drive, I don't have to worry about the charging network. I can just fill up at gas stations. So plug-in hybrids are all about convenience, not about saving money, but convenience. So if you want that convenience, which I think luxury cars are all about convenience, that's what this provides. Let me know your thoughts.